today's point of view, I have sitting here taking again some strategy for improving of English speaking, because in many of the video I am coming to tell to you some strategy for rectifying of English speaking part. As you in the previous time you have watched of that video, in the same way just I am going to share to you that little bit more experience through this video. So I am telling to you, please you must watch this video concept. As far as that video concept that will be given by me, don't miss it watching. Then friends, now I am going to tell to you, you have hesitation. Have you any dilly while speaking? Why is coming of this silly while speaking about of that? I am going to tell to you. I think when you start to speak of any kinds of the matter, at that time, you do not think of any kinds of the matter exactly correctly, whether exactly perfectly. If you are thinking of any kinds of the matter so or speaking really will become too very nice. And if you think exactly like of impossible, like the really of whole speaking will become exactly like of impractical. I am telling you, you do not make exactly over speaking like of impractical. Exactly you make of whole speaking like of practical way. If you will care about that matter while speaking, whether before speaking, sure I am telling you, really you will be able to speak, you will be eligible for starting of different kinds of the point whichever you will want to talk about of that matter, really through our tongue, through our mouth, that will be spoken clearly with each another person. And if you will not care about of that matter before speaking, sure you will be fuddled, you will be fumbled, you will be messed up, you will not be able to get over from that kind of the situation. Which situation has entangled of your mind, which situation has involved of your mind in that situation, from that situation you will not be able to come out. So I am telling you, my old friend, when you speak in that time, exactly you come in serious mind, and after coming in serious mind you start to think about of any topic. As which topic you are thinking that is very mandatory about of that point about, only you think at that moment when you live exactly in the mood for speaking to any kinds of the thing else. If you will care of that matter, sure I am telling to you, I assure you, you will be eligible for talking. And something more about while speaking, there is a care, that is our basic point. When I am speaking of any kinds of the matter at that time, just I should think exactly of all those kinds of the matter like of common. Exactly, we should not think of that kinds of the matter like of nilly-willy. If you are speaking of any kinds of the matter with nilly-willy, and if you talk about that, my English is really very compatible, my English is really very coziness, I can't believe on that. Because if you are speaking of any kinds of the matter exactly with a horse, then you can't say about that is comfortable language, whether that is your comfortable points. When you are speaking of any kinds of the matter of any Hindi, whether more in other language else you are talking exactly with comfortably. If like that English is coming out through our tongue, and if you are feeling to very continuous the back for talking to any word else, then I can say about of our English. English is really very well. And if you are kinking the back for talking of anything in English, you can't say that you're comfortable in English. So my friend, if you're wanting to talk to any kinds of the matter exactly with comfortable, I just say to you, when you sit exactly for talking of any kinds of the matter, exactly you do not keep the minds where about. If you keep the mind exactly here and there, really you will not be able to concentrate, you will not be able to gather of that point, which point about you will have to talk at that moment. So I am saying to you, you get that point. And something more point comes while speaking. Actually also I have experienced in my life, when I would practice, and when I used to practice for talking of any kinds of the matter, at that time many of the situation, means very much situations, so that was stood up the front of me, and that situation started to tell to me, hey, I will not let you speak exactly in very good word, whether in any good sentences. Like that matter also my soul and my English you would started to tell to me in the previous time when I was practicing for talking. And at that moment I was thinking that my English is telling to me like this, then how to improve of my English speaking, how to follow exactly of those all kinds of the things in English to English very well. That kinds of the matter I would consider, I would envisage most of the time. And after envisaging of that point, exactly I was thinking I will have to improve at any rate. Whether may happen, I will improve my English. Like that matter I was thinking at that time. Actually my English was obstructed. If my English was obstinated, the front of me means I will not let you improve over English speaking. Then actually also I was stone-minded. Exactly. Also I was obstinated to telling of that. No, you are telling to me you will not let me improve of my English speaking. I will improve by hook. Like that meter, also I will take the front of that English which was coming in my mind, which was coming of any circumstance out of the points of English for not improving of that English. Also, I will tell such kinds of the meter. I am telling to you, if you will be obstinated, like of any obstinate child, you may have seen of many of the children who is thinking to themselves that means how to get any kinds of the things through of anyone. Like that children also you will have to be. When any children you may have seen of that, if that child start to ask of any kinds of the thing through of the parents, at that time also some of the times also I have seen some parents do not want to let buy of any kinds of the thing for their children. But when children are knowns the problem of the parents, and actually that children also are known means my parents will not let me buy up that kinds of the thing, that just those children are obstinated. Just that children are stubborn to thinking that I will buy, then I will buy it, and read I will buy that. And when that child live to being exactly consisting, then really finally that child's parents finally have to buy that, and that parents also let buy that kinds of the thing which is demanded by the child, whether which is demanded by the children. Just like that I am telling to you, if you will be stabilized the back for talking of anything in English, sure I am telling to you, you will have to consist of the back for rectifying, the back for improving of our English or problems. Really, that will be sorted out through our mind if you practice day to day. Like that children. And if you not care to ourselves, if you not be to born to ourselves for improving, nothing is to come from easily. Exactly all those kinds of the things that comes in all of us life with pressure. Give the pressure little bit the back for improving. If you give pressure day to day, I am saying to you, exactly one day your English will have exactly one of it, and you will feel to yourself that, oh my god, my English is very comfortable. Means in my speaking there is not of any absence point which I am talking about continually, but which I am talking about of any kinds of the matter endlessly with anyone. That kinds of the problem that is not coming in my mind, like that matter automatically it will be considered by all mind. I tell to you, this please you get, if you will get, you will be able to do. And something more point I have seen that many people who is telling themselves that means I have lots of words, I have lots of sentences, I have not dearth of any grammatical points, I have not dearth of my English speaking point, like that meter whoever used to talk. Also I have seen of those kinds of the person when they come exactly on the dash, when they come exactly among all the audience. That also I have seen of those kinds of the persons muddling, those persons I have seen hobbling while speaking, because at that moment exactly that person's is come from many views, and from that views also that the speaker who is on the stage, whether who lives on the stage, also that the speaker's minds are scattered, that the speaker minds are converted, that the speaker minds are exactly fumbled, and they start to think of that, oh my god, when I was alone at that time I was exactly able to talk to any kinds of the matter finally, exactly I was able to talk of any kinds of the matter successfully, expansively, like that matter. That persons start to think who is exactly on the podium while speaking of any kinds of the matter among all those beholder, like that matter start to come, and at that times that person's mind that is attracted with each another, and after attracting of the minds, that person automatically that start to feel that distracted mind, I'm telling you, you will not have to disturb yourself. You will not have to feel panic. You will not have to be nervous. You will not have to exactly go in the way of those where is very dark point. You will have to go exactly of those way which side you are looking exactly fulfillments of anything for talking. If you go exactly the way of that fulfillment, really you will be eligible for talking to anything. And if you'll not care about of that method, if you'll not feel to outside that, means I have threw out of the points for having for disposing by the for exposing of any kinds of the things. Till then, you will not feel to yourself that fulfillment. I'm telling you this kinds of the point which I have said to about of that point. You will have to care while speaking, and mindfully you will have to go to talk to any kinds of the point. Then or speaking will be exactly like of tremendous, or speaking will become exactly like of dashing. As I just said you one thing more about the whole lackness while speaking. I have good experience, I have good words, I have good sentences, I have good everything. Means I have all those kinds of the thing like of dashing. But when I start to speak of any kinds of the matter, at that time my scent doesn't have like of deja. If you're wanting to make exactly like of or dashing the speaking parts, you will have to care how to improve or how to control of my suspense, how to control of my what diffident. About that you will have to care before speaking. If you will be able to control of your mind before speaking, I just say to you, you will be able to get over from that kind of the situation, from that kind of the circumstance which is the front of you. Exactly, automatically all those circumstances that will be destroyed, that circumstance that will be removed from our mind, from our life, which is disturbing of you again and again. And if you will be thinking whole time about of any poor matter, about of any dead matter, about of any uh, hogwash matter, then really you will be upsetted. And if you will be upsetted, then by your tongue there will start to come out exactly like of upset matter, and you will start to speak like of hagar magar, you will start to speak like of hig lady pig lady. I am telling you why comes any kinds of the matter like of absurd in all of us tongue. About of that I am telling to you, if we do not know any kinds of the topic is well, if we do not know anything well, then really we will not be able to control our mind. So I just say to you, please you care about of that kinds of the point, which is very important, which is very essential point. About that you go to care. If you will go to care of that kinds of the point, then no any depth point, no any main points that will be required in our mind. And if these all sort of the things which I have shared, which I have contributed among all of you about that matter, if you will not be able to control, if you will not be able to endure, I am telling you, really, you will be fiddled, you will be muddled while speaking. Oh, how amazing! I am telling you about of that for improving of our English speaking. If you are wanting to comments of any points, you will have to impose some principle in your life, and which kinds of the points you will interest in your life. About that I am telling you some basic point which is your very requirement point for all of us for talking in our daily life. About of that points exactly whole time you keep on thinking, you keep on roasting as much as that you will roast in your life, that's so much that will be easiest. If you will think exactly in very slow motion, really your speaking part will become exactly like of a reality, exactly your speaking will become like of slow motion. I'm telling you all those kinds of the matter. Also you will have to speak exactly in some fast gap. After that you see to our experience how your speaking is coming out through over time. That kinds of the points about before speaking you will have to care. Because when I give the class, some of the student then who comes to me for taking the class and who says to me, sir, how to improve of my past English, how to improve of my exactly while English, like that matter, whoever is the student who says to me, who contributes such kinds of the circumstance to me, then I wish to see of that person. If you're wanting to improve, then First of all, you will have to care of for what? Absence. You will have to care of for exactly or destitutions. What is your destitutions? What is your destroying point? What is your excellent point? What is your improving point? All those kinds of the thing you will have to care before speaking. Then, or speaking words that will be exactly like of splendor, or speaking will become exactly like of a spectacular. And about that point, if you are unable to win, if you are unable to ponder before speaking, then really your speaking will come out like of hovering, hopping, and like of stumbling. If you are staggered to anywhere, then really there is an